I placed on the table, hey, did you get one? The, Rose, Thorn, and Bud check-in, which they presented one of these in one of our sessions, and it was quite eye-opening. The Rose, well, you all can read, just kind of represents your successes, and the Bud, the potential, and then the Thorn is the negative. And so a group of us started reading in one of our breakout sessions, and they talked about how you could do this with your students, especially more so, like a link sheet, I guess, if they're having issues, or even if you wanted to do a weekly check-in, or even with your own kids. You know, sometimes I remember when my kids were small, I would ask, how was your day today, and all I got was good. Or what'd you learn today? Nothing. You know, so you could try this with them as well, just to get them to elaborate a little bit more in the conversation. Or just a rose, a Thorn, or a Bud?
My children, but that has nothing to do with reading.
They're 4.
But they're 4 today.
They're a Thorn
They
today?
had to check out of school to go to the dentist, and I get a call that said the dog has gotten herself caught in the pajamas, and she's like, it's like a corset is what I was told, and they had to cut her out.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm like, I have constitution, I can't deal with this.
Wow.
So, yeah, they're my 4.
Yeah, that's definitely a Thorn.
Yes.
Hopefully you can turn that Thorn into a Bud.
We'll see.
Did they get her out?
Yeah, they cut it off.
Well, there you go, there you go. Anyone else?
My kids are making some, they're finally like really seeing the connection between part A, part B of their tests.
And that's hard.
That's real, these, I
Especially
mean,
in third grade.
yeah, it's been, a lot of work with them, but they are starting to like have those aha moments, so.
Awesome. Awesome.
I feel like I see that, I guess, with my 4th graders in the sense of large writing assignment, first quarter was very discouraging and second quarter was a little bit more promising, so we'll see how this goes.
They're getting comfortable with it.
I have a Thorn. I feel like ours are getting, or mine are getting a little too, they're getting lazy as the year has started back.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're not showing the progression that we've made, and now I'm like, now I gotta go all the way back, you know? It's like, that's a thorn in my side. You know how to do
In
this.
January, you kind of feel like it's
Killing me.
all over again, sorry, it's time to.
Like, they know how to restate, they know how to use Jane Schaefer. Where has it gone? What happened?
Still there.
What happened?
Still. Okay, so the purpose of this PLC goal is just to deepen our understanding of the culminating writing task for Unit 3 and how it aligns to the state standards, because you know, that's what Principal Williams has been preaching this whole year, to teach the standards. I don't know if many of you have noticed, but our exemplars sometimes are, they're not written by children, obviously. So I find that either I have to take one from a previous year and kind of tweak it a little bit to make it more aligned with what my kids can do, or find a student's and go from there. So, I wanted us to look at the exemplar for the culminating writing task, Unit 3, and align it to the standards. Since we're using Jane Schaefer, kind of tweak the exemplar to more so the model of a Jane Schaefer writing, what we wanna see from our kids. And then identify any needs that you feel like your kids will struggle with this, like next unit. So if you look on the agenda in that 30-minute block, so with your grade level partner, you're gonna discuss those 4 bullets. That's pretty much it. The standards that the CWT aligns to, what problems do you think your kids will encounter, and how can you address those in your small group lessons? Or even more so, if you don't think they'll have any problems, what can you do, my gateway gifted teachers, to kind of make it more rigorous? And then where will you place those lessons throughout your unit? And the last one is, do you need to, or did you create an exemplar that models the style of writing Jane Schaefer that we use here at South Highlands? And that's pretty much it. If this is more so a working session, I thought this would be great because I never get to talk to you. We talk all the time, but it's like we still borrow time from each other's class. So if you feel like there's something that you don't quite understand, or how you can make it more applicable to your students, we're all here together. I know what you're doing. It's way up there. What I looked at. Yeah. As far as the writing, this unit, our culminating writing task is writing from first person point of view as an immigrant. Was the American dream worth the sacrifice of them leaving their home? Yes, we have several texts.
There were a lot of videos too.
We do, I have a list of our
It's
videos.
Scholastic, there were a bunch.
Yeah.
But I went and used, I risked it and did it for the book we're using. And I pulled part A, part B questions, and then I sent it to him in a form. It was amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's okay.
And so then we did like 4 part A questions.
This one is coming to an end.
Ours is Louisiana Purchase, who benefited the most, and then the second paragraph is who benefited the least. So we are doing, yes, we're doing ongoing posters as we gather information, because we're gonna be learning about each of these groups.
Okay.
And we'll have the posters up around the classroom, so they're not having to go back and backtrack. So we're gonna have we're gonna create a chart for them, that they get to keep ideas on paper, but then they're gonna write, okay, this book and this page.
Yeah.
So when it comes time for them to do, their concrete detailing, yes, so cause that's been the biggest thing is, find text evidence.
In a novel.
Yeah, which is understandable, cause, this is the first.
So your kids don't need to do
She does.
I started last, they do it digitally, cause I got a
Okay.
PDF of Edward Tulane,
Yeah.
so they were, highlighting and doing some things digitally.
It's neat because ours is, an opinion also
Oh, yeah?
on, was the American dream worth the sacrifice? With the immigrants coming to, they interview working substantially.
Yeah.
And enrolling, getting on fire.
Right.
And the kids actually think, okay, there's no go.
Yeah,
Right,
right, yeah, right.
What? I don't go, yeah.
Yeah.
And then because we're gonna, one of our, concrete details, we're gonna require them to cite from a graph map chart. And looking at text features, because
I made them do that for us, and this homework is, here's an article that has a graph, do a short answer that relates to the graph, then A, B text, question.
Yeah.
Start an article.
Is yours an opinion also?
Yeah, so ours is a letter writing in the first person point of view from George Washington.
They're all
It's a letter
basically the
writing.
same.
Yours is writing first person too, right?
I don't think it says.
It's, is that
it's Louisiana Purchase.
Louisiana Purchase?
Yeah.
And
Who
it's,
benefited the most, who benefited the
Right,
least?
who's,
Instead of still about,
could be.
like, would you make a deal?
right.
Yes, it is.
I kinda like that book, but
It was fine.
It was okay.
Louisiana.
There's not much.
it's a Louisiana Light that's about the Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah.
You know.
I know, I caught it, yeah.
Oh, you taught that book? Yeah, I thought it was kind of, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
I do feel like it's interesting because they talked about how their unit can be a bit drawn out, like the texts are simpler, there's not like a huge novel. That's kind of how I felt last year. You know, like
That's how
we
ours
could.
was
Ours is not a
What-
huge novel.
That's
With
this
what
too.
day, yeah,
There's no-
I feel like yours is much more complex, like ours is pretty straight.
You know what I mean?
It's really like, we can.
But this one, you could really dig deep,
So it's George Washington.
and I'm
King
not so
George III.
certain you couldn't either.
We've
they're
pulled, she's shown me how to brisket. That's what it's called. And brisk, and you can tell them the book, and AI will create part A, part B generated questions for you and I did just from 4 sections of the text today. And so it pulled 10 questions up for me that they had to go back into the text, you know, and it was on
That's
things.
what you were saying they struggled with, so let's go back. and
Okay,
read.
wait, go back and say it again.
So you type in, literally.
You type in the
it-
title of
yeah,
your book?
she'll show you, but you type in the title of the book, and you click Brisket, it's like a little app, a Chrome add-on. And I typed in the title of the book, and I typed in just the 4 sections that we're reading today, cause it's like, one section's 2 pages.
Mhm.
I said generate part A, part B questions, with part B questions being text evidence. Brisk, and it gives me and it says, do you want it in a Google Doc or a Google form? And I did Google form and put it in Canvas, and we did part A, part B questions today. It is, because,
It's pretty cool.
you know, and then like, we're working on matching buddies, part A, part B, and showing them even if it's wrong, it has a buddy, like connect it, prove that it's wrong, see how they connect, because they're having a hard time seeing how part B's connect to part A. So I've started to cover up part A answer options and just show them part A question and make them look at part B text evidence. But they're like, it's so overwhelming for them at this point that.
It is hard.
I used that, I didn't use Brisk, but I used something like that, but I thought it was too easy.
Well, and
Yeah,
see,
you have to be careful,
yeah,
yeah.
I thought it was too
yeah.
easy.
and you can set the grade level.
Yeah.
And then
So,
you can tell it these are too simple, and then it will make you new ones.
Yes.
So I did.
I do that with my vocabulary sentences. I usually say, give me grade 6, grade 7 vocabulary
Yeah.
sentences.
we
Because
do,
grade 5 is too easy.
yeah, I pulled grades 3 and 4 for them.
And then this is an app.
It's an extension.
For Google.
So you go to Google Chrome store.
I'm gonna come see it.
It's really.
We're gonna talk about it
Teachers
on
love
Monday.
writing.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've just seen her do a screen recording, it's really great for feedback in student writing too, because it helps you give students feedback. And you choose what you wanna actually tell them, but it's like, you think of work on this, or this, what's like the main
Thing that you want them to do.
Okay.
Yeah, like I did it for every one of my kids' writings, and instead of having to write out, you did not attach this to the theme, and 50 times, it did it for me. I just hit copy, paste. Cool. Yeah. And then we talked about it individually, we did the teaching thing, but I don't have to spend my time writing, you did not connect this to the theme, over and over and over.
Well, I feel like that's helpful for the writing too, because I think what we expect our kids to do, like you have exemplars, which is neat, she's like, can I show them this? I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna hurt. But then oftentimes, especially with James Schaefer, we expect them to do more, to go a little bit deeper, to pull on different sources, and it just kinda helps provide that other
And
exemplar.
also our exemplars, like ours, that's an adult writing, no child would be there to do it.
There's also a thing with the same extension where you can boost it, and I pulled up one of my kids' writings and I said, these are the objectives they need to have, these are the things I need them to learn, and the kids will have a conversation with it, and it will walk them through.
They're telling me about that.
It's that was crazy. And the kids were, I have a video, I was like, well, what did you learn? I learned that I don't explain things enough. What did you learn? I learned that I didn't connect my supporting details to the prompt, and it's because they just had a conversation, it just asked them questions. And it has the objectives, and as they get them, it gets got.
Yeah, they get like a check mark.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Hey guys, I think that basically took care of our reflection and share out. Thank you, Ms. Chairman.
So it sounds like everyone has ways that they're going to implement this next unit.
Yeah, I did.
Any eye openers? Thank you for coming, Michelle.
No, but I would like to see, if possible, some commentary, like exemplar commentaries from y'all's
Sure. That would be great.
higher level, because
Yeah.
we're just now getting to the point in the year where the kids can actually give me some commentary that's not a conclusion sentence and, you know, disguise, or repeating their concrete detail, and like, I've told them, like, their topic sentence and concrete detail are non-negotiables at this point, you have to have that, and so.
Do you give them a framework when they're writing?
Oh, yeah, we have rubrics that we use every single time, and it's like, the one they give them is they hand it right back and I grade it on that, you know?
I can send you something.
Okay.
That would be
Great.
great.
Ooh,
Well, thank y'all for
Thank you so
coming.
much.